The Katir, also Kati, Kata, Kata, are a Nuristani tribe in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Etymology: the Katir, Katir, a Kata Kafir group was numerically the most dominant group of the Saya-Posh Persian, black wearer, clothed tribes. They owned approximately 40 villages in the Bashgal Valley and numbered about 40,000. 1890. The upper part of the Bashgal Valley of Nuristan, Afghanistan, is known as Katirgal. It is called Lutda in Chitrali and Kantozi in Pashto. According to George Scott Robertson, the Katir Saya-Posh clan settled in Katirgal Valley was called Kamtoz, or Kamtoz, in Pashto and Lutdichis in Chitrali. The Kafirs of the Hindu Kush. p. 71. But American investigator Richard Strand's website suggests that the name Kamtoz, Kamtozi may apply to all Katirs of the former Saya-Posh group, including the Ramguli and Kulam Katirs. 1. Alternative names for Kamtoz are Kamtozi, Kantozi. Despite their fiercely independent nature, the Katis, together with the Kam tribe, were tributary to the Mater of Chitral. The nature of this tributary relationship was inconsistent because the Katis and Kams would often raid Chitrali territory for livestock and headhunting. In retaliation, the Maters would invade the Bashgal Valley and enslave entire villages. During the reign of Mater Aman ul-Mulk, the relationship was formalized and the Kafirs would pay an annual tribute of slaves. Numerous scholars have connected the names Katir, Kata, Kata and Kam with ancient Cambodges and identified the Kafirs, especially the Saya-Posh Kafirs, as having descended from ancient Cambodges. History: Kafiristan is a mountainous region of the Hindu Kush that was isolated and politically independent until the conquest by Afghan conquest of 1896. The region became a refuge of an old group of Indo-European people, probably mixed with an older substratum, as well as a refuge of a distinct Kafiri group of Indo-Iranian languages, forming part of the wider Dardic languages. The inhabitants were known as Kafirs due to their enduring paganism, while other regions around them became Muslim. However, the influence from district names in Kafiristan of Katwar, Kata, and the ethnic name Kati has also been suggested. The Kafirs were divided into Saya-Posh, comprising 5 sub-tribes who spoke Lato language, while the others were called Saft-Posh, comprising Prasungjali, Wangjali, Wame and Ashkin. The Nuristani, Kafir people practiced a form of ancient Hinduism, infused with accretions developed locally. Kafirs represent non-Rigvedic Ions, identical with the Dasis. That their ancestors were pre-Rigvedic Ions can be inferred from linguistic, ethnological and theological evidence. The Kafiri, Nuristani languages contain certain Indo-Aryan phonetic features not found in Indo-Iranian languages. Their chief deity is Imraie, Yamaraja, which was brought there by the Dasis who worshipped Asuras, especially Yama and Varuna. Another of their goddess Disana is identical to the marginalized Yama in the Rigveda. They also worshipped Indra or Inthra. Invasion of Timur. 1398. On his way to India, Timur attacked the Saya-Posh in 1398 AD. After receiving complaints from the trading city of Andarab by raids from Kafirs, he penetrated it from Karwik Pass and restored an old fortress there. Timur personally proceeded against the Kator and sent a detachment of 10,000 soldiers against Saya-Posh under Burhan Aglan and had the fort of Kata deserted by Kafirs destroyed while the houses of the city were burnt. The Kafirs took refuge on top of a hill and many were killed in the ensuing clash. Some held out for 3 days but agreed to convert after Timur offered them the choice between death and Islam. They however soon apostatized and ambushed Muslim soldiers in the night. They were however repelled and a number of the Kafirs were killed, with 150 taken prisoner and later executed. Timur ordered his men to kill all the men, to make prisoners of women and children, and to plunder and lay waste all their property. His soldiers carried out the order and he directed them to build a tower of skulls of the dead Kafirs. Timur had his expedition engraved on a neighboring hill in the month of Ramazan. His detachment sent against Sire Pashas however met with disaster, with Aghlin routed and fleeing. A small detachment of 400 men under Muhammad Azad was sent and defeated the Kafirs. Retrieving the horses and armor Aghlin lost. Timur captured a few places later, though nothing more states. Presumably he left the Sire Pashas alone. He then proceeded to exterminate the rebellious Afghan tribes and crossed the Sindhu River in September 1398. Forced conversion to Islam. Late 19th century. The territory between Afghanistan and British India was demarcated between 1894 to 1896. Part of the frontier lying between Narwar Kotal in outskirts of Momond country and Bashgal Valley, on outskirts of Kafiristan, were demarcated by 1895 with an agreement reached on 9 April 1895. Emir Abdur Rahman Khan invaded Kafiristan in the winter of 1895 to 1896 and captured it in 40 days. According to his autobiography, Columns invaded it from the west through Panjshir to Kulam, the strongest fort of the region. The columns from the north came through Badakhshan and from the east through Asmar. A small column also came from southwest through Lagman. The Kafirs were forcibly converted to Islam and resettled in Lagman, while the region was settled by veteran soldiers and other Afghans. Kafiristan was renamed as Nuristani. The former Kafiristan Kafiri were renamed Nuristani. The enlightened ones, from the proper noun Nuristan, land of light. Presently they are known by Nuristani Kata or simply Kata. Georg Morgenstern visited the Bashgal Valley in 1929 during his field work on Nuristani Kafir languages. He encountered the two last remaining unconverted Kafir priests of the region, called Bagashai and Karak. Both men were dead by 1935. Around 1890, the Katir Kafir division was further subdivided as under the Katirs of Bashgal Valley, the Katirs of the Kati Valley, the Kulam Katirs of the Kulam country and the Ramguli Katirs of Ramgal Valley. The Kata of Chitral. See also Hindu-Kush Kafir people. Katavari, Katirs, Kamtoz, Kam, Kafirstan, Katawa, Nuristan, Nuristani people, Nuristani languages. The Kafirs of Hindu-Kush. 1896. George Scott Robertson. An account of the Kingdom of Kabul. London. M. Elphinstone. Tribes of Hindu-Kush. Kras. Austria. 1971. J. Bidolph. The Kata. Retrieved July 4, 2006. From Richard F. Strand. Nuristan. Hidden land of the Hindu Kush.